Hi there, Cancer. This is Kim here with your timeless messages, meaning the time is the right time if you're seeing this right now. So, what I'm getting is suspense. Suspense. There is some sort of suspense that is building, that is getting larger in your life, where it's like, okay, it's like you're the seeker that's already found something. You just have to turn the cards over now. You know, you just have to turn the cards over. So there is something here about surprise, suspense. It's all coming from your spirit team, your angels, your guides, those lovely beings that I tap into here every time we do a reading for you. So we're going to do a suspense-filled reading today for you. If you would like to reach out for a private reading, you can do that. They are recorded readings. Start at $20 and go up from there, and I'd love to help you with whatever it is that you may be going through. Just put it in the notes what you'd like me to ask, and I'll try to help in the best way I can. So I'm curious as to what this suspenseful thing is for Cancer. All you have to do now is flip over the cards. All you have to do is flip over the cards. All right. Well, we're about to do that. One more, and we are about to do that. Okay, so we are going to start with your soul's contract cards, which are these two beautiful cards here. The first one is your circle of life. Every phase of life has its purpose, so embrace the rhythm of cycles to find peace and insight. Life cycles, rebirth wisdom, and infinite continuity. The circle of life. Next one. Oh, bridge of dreams. Bridge of dreams. Well, I mean, we are the dreamer here, right? And this can be, this card is really speaking to your dream guidance at this time. Soul crossing, past future connection, and dream guidance. You have to ask yourself, have your dreams been full of I have noticed different times with energy shifts when I am purging old emotional wounds and things like that. It's not very evident. It can be evident throughout your physical body, but it might be taken as you saying, okay, maybe the allergies are coming on stronger. Maybe I have this ache in this particular area, and or your back or something, your neck, and it just lasts for a little while and then it's gone. I do believe that there's a lot of purging that goes on in forms like that. But your dreams, my dreams usually also, I dream quite a bit. But in times when I'm purging a lot of energy and I notice it, it's because there's going to be a ton of past people show up in each dream. And you maybe wake up and you wonder, why did I dream about that person? You know, either it was a situation you were over, you thought you were completely over, right? But it's just finally, it's like making a final surface to your dream, maybe to remind you of something that you could learn from that relationship. It's usually how I interpret those dreams. I don't interpret those types of dreams as, oh, I need to contact that person, or I need to, like I said, these are people that, like, you've had the merry-go-round with. You're done, but the dream surfacing, it's telling you, it's purging it. Now, excuse me, purging the emotions that are associated with that. Excuse me, let me get some coffee here. Hang on. Also, you can have dreams of new people coming in, new experiences, people that you don't recognize, maybe connections that haven't actually been formed yet. Yeah, there's a few very significant dreams that I have in my looking back, and I think they're wanting you to do this, where you look back and you're like, what's that? What was the mile marker dream? Okay, so how do I explain that? Okay, so I went through something pretty big where I was really detached from the family and everybody, including everything that was in my life at that time. Career, everything. Everything fell away for years. And right before all of that was happening, I had this dream that it was that I was sailing off on this boat from this island, and those people that I ended up didn't know that I was going to be disconnected from for a very long time were like waving to me from the shoreline. It was somewhere in Egypt as I was sailing away, and that dream stands out because it was literally trying to prepare me for what would end up being the biggest chapters of my life, actually. As far as like transformation and change and disconnection. So I was getting a warning dream about my disconnection. And so I've had many different ones, but there are a few that really stand out in my dream. The ones for a long time with other people from my past being in it always confused me because thought I was done with a certain chapter. So let's see, what else do we want to do first? Let's do Cosmos Tarot. Okay, I have the spiral. Well, that's interesting because we have the spiral here with the circle of life, and we have the spiral there. So just right away, like, you might be getting coincidences that pop up, serendipitous things, images that line up that just, they're there for the spiral, the flower of life. The circle of life, the flower of life, 528 hertz. I'll go over these more, but I'm tying this to this suspense that's building. It's because something's being created through love, through unity, density, overcoming it. Right, X-rays. Woo. Okay, so what I see here for you is this spiral means that there's a choice point right here in the middle of the spiral. And everything we do basically comes with other consequences and leads up to other types of events or types of things that are being brought and magnetized into our life. And just like 9 Inch Nails said, you can have the downward spiral. So you can make a choice point that goes down, and then you notice, oh my goodness, everything's going down here from this one choice point, right? Or you can make this choice point that takes you up, and then you'll notice how it starts spiraling up more and more in a positive direction for you. So obviously we want to get you to make the choice point that takes you up the spiral, right? Infinitely. And 528 hertz is about love. It's about unity. In that card, in the guidebook for this card in the Cosmos, it also says that it is the frequency that helps you bring yourself closer to your divine blueprint and the DNA. You can be even talking about DNA changes as you're getting more light, allowing more light to enter. When you metaphorically, I feel like it's talking about enlightenment. When we allow more light to enter on a physical way, we're actually purging things because it's light entering, but we're going through awakening. We're going through enlightenment, similar to what the word even says. So with that awareness allows more of this energy to come in. The divine blueprint, it allows you for self-healing. I would think it allows for more compassion. It allows you to see the connection that agape or unconditional love has to everything, everyone, everything, right? Circle of life, the connection of it with everything in your life. So I think you're overcoming some kind of dense situation, something that was heavy, something that was weighing you down. That is that is density. Now we can be holding emotional burdens, sometimes unconsciously though. So that's why it's this time for reflection and to really know yourself. It has a lot more purposes than I could even mention in one reading. But so when we're relieving those things, we're relieving them with our awareness. When we're being aware of what it is that we needed, it's like holding on to something that Spirit wanted you to look at from a certain situation, and until you open the book and look at it, and know it, that book's like stored there. So this is the release of that. I hope that made sense. This is the release, because otherwise they pop up like in dreams. They pop up in just different relationships, in different ways, like different person, a different way, but the same situation, the same thing that you were trying to, same problem in a sense that comes up that you were trying to overcome, thought you had. And so this is the relief of that. This can be in our relationships, our career, the emotional toll of worry or anxiety, what that puts on our body. So it's about relieving yourself of that stuff. X-rays. Metaphorically, this is talking about your third eye and your ability to have insight that goes, well, you can see through things, okay? If you're the X-ray, you have this ability to see through things. I would see this as a spiritual gift or ability coming more and more online here for you. Also within that, the DNA activations, light codes, all kinds of things here that are contributing to your ability to perceive more than what the human eye can normally perceive. Okay, so that is also something, and so that's interesting. That might be getting stronger here. Yellowing is a good card to get. I think of yellow, I think of enlightenment, awakening. But if you want to get to the actual meaning of this card, it is meaning that something is about healed. Okay, maybe it's that final purge, you know, okay, now the awareness is here. Now the healing begins. I always remember it because of the colors that bruise can have on the skin. And when it gets to a yellowy tone, it's been there for a while. You can usually stage like how long that bruise has been there because of how the color, by the color. So you know that something is about to be healed. Or even I'm thinking you can even judge when something occurred. Let me look up in the book and see if there's okay, so transitioning, going to the next phase. Yeah, it is about time. It's about timing, and it's saying that this is the timing in your life where we're transitioning to the next phase, because something is almost healed, isn't it? Yeah, something is almost healed. What else does it say here? Aging, transitioning. Yeah, well, they didn't say it in this book, but I'm thinking this goes to not so with time and aging in this body, we're transitioning into different choice points, right? We make different choice points. Maybe we feel more connected at whatever age we're at right now with love and unity, and really waking up to the connection between all things, especially all living things out there. So this is telling you that I feel like this is telling you the suspense should be about what's coming next. Like, what do you have next to look forward to? Let's look what this one is. Oh, what do you have next to look forward to? Is sugar. Sugar, sugar, do, 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 do. Honey, honey. Nut. So, sugar, sugar is the good things, right? It's the sweet things. It's the sustenance in life. It's living off of those things, appreciating those things, knowing what those things are at this point, also what they look like to you. Interesting that it's coming underneath this X-rays. Sugar, when I think of sugar, I think of the hummingbird energy too. of a very high vibe being who has lived now enough to know this is what I like, this is the sweetness in life. And that's what's coming. And I think of the Mother Lode card. We'll pull from the 108 deck, which has it in it. Maybe we'll get it. But I'm reminded of the Mother Lode card, where we just have a lot more at this stage, or we're actually able to hold on to a lot more at this stage in our life. I feel like I'm speaking to 30 and up or 35 and up people when I'm talking about this specific thing about money, and something being like there's going to be a stage in your life now where it's going to get, there's some wisdom here. There's some wisdom. Something's going to get a lot better for you in those regards too. That's interesting, because if you're not 35 and up, then maybe there is like an older person coming into your life also, like a mentoring energy or something like that for you to help you with some sort of transition that you're going through. All right, moving right along. Thanatos, big card. There's a channel on YouTube that I've watched. It has people who are foreign. You know, they usually speak a different language, and I think it's Germany. I'm not sure where that word, if that word is, like, what that word is. Is it? I don't know. I don't even want to say something. I feel like I'll mess it up if I say what I think it is, because I don't think I'm right. But Thanatos stands for death, and I know that, and I know that it's a near-death experiences channel that is called Thanatos. I thought that was a really clever name. But let me see. Let's see more. This is your initiation, is what they're saying. This is your initiation. Okay, so I'm going to read it. This is Kim Krans, Wild Unknown. It's her archetype deck. I want to read it for you from this deck, okay? So, it is tempting to oversimplify death and sum it up as transformation. But the true archetype of Thanatos cannot be easily assimilated or contained. Death is ongoing, omnipresent, and the eternal response to the gift of life. Yeah, I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, well, we all have two things that we're pretty sure about. We're born here and we die. We all have those things in common that for sure are really not going to change with any of us, right? So it says, witnessing the ending of another being, a creature, a phase, or a stage has deep consequences for the psyche. We are forever changed by Thanatos, and we relinquish control here. This capacity, it's to find compassion and wisdom within this. One who has faced the annihilation of Thanatos can face anything. This could be your initiation into the underworld. Goodness, Kim Krans. Grieving, mourning, bearing witness to all that is. Wow. So it is definitely the ending of a chapter here and the beginning of something new. Okay, well, let's see. Let me quickly get a animal spirit on Thanatos. Find out what animal spirit is helping you in this Thanatos process. Keeping your mind on your work, or keeping busy at this time with the bee. Earnest, hardworking. Possibly keeping to yourself. Learning how to settle the mind. The octopus here, it was in the reverse. There's a specific meaning for it if it's in the reverse. Needing to find courage here. It is also about feeling engaged. There's something here where when they're saying that when the mind is really going, they should probably carry pails of water and sweep the floor. You know, that they're talking about keep yourself busy when we can feel like when we have too many feelings of disinterest or like nothing's really engaging our attention, you can either slip into worry or in a darker place, or you can keep the mind busy and kind of achieve like a Zen state. And that's what I see the recommendation here with this bee, is to keep busy at this time, because this is a big transition time for you. Three of Swords, wow. Ace of Pentacles, Three of Swords, King of Pentacles, and the Knight of Cups. Wow. All right. So, ending with the Three of Swords, for sure. An ending that was not the nicest ending, not the most pleasant thing to go through. The parting of the way, Six of Cups in the reverse as I'm cutting this. Remember, it takes three forces to inflict this kind of heartache. It took other energies. I feel like there's not just one energy involved here with whatever this was. This could be a heartbreaking breakup, heartbreaking situation. If this has more to do with career, you could have gone through a really big loss as we're transitioning or trying to navigate our work and career right now. Okay. Tell me more. Three of Swords. Five of Pentacles. Oh, goodness. Feeling sad, left out. Like, and maybe even ghosted or taken advantage of in some way. This is, let me add that it's not actually bad to get this card with the Three of Swords, because it's an ending. And I think you're going to your, there's something here about saying that something was never the right time before. In your eyes, something was not the right time to move on. But now that's here. Now the right time is here. And this Ten of Cups is like knowing what you want. Well, when you want, like that, when you envision yourself having, I don't know, the happy home, happy family, find out how you want the finances to be. There is a situation here where you are in something, and I'm going to say it was pretty painful, or felt alone in a situation with somebody else. Something was not the right time ever, and now it is. Something is now the right time, and so we're going in a different direction with a focus on what really makes us happy in life. Like I say, what is the sugar now in your life to you? What does that represent? So because you're going in a different direction, you're getting away from any kind of hard energy, like Five of Swords energy, where things are just always overly complicated and dramatic, and have energies trying to get into yours, pull you in different directions, stretch thin like the octopus here. So you're going in a different direction. Your focus is on your happiness this time. Not going to stay in something that is constantly a letdown, or that made you feel shut out. So this new thing is your Ace of Pentacles. Maybe that's the suspense. You know what? The suspense could have been finally time for you to move on from this heavy situation. And if some of you all have already moved on physically, then they're telling me that this is about you finally moving on with that emotional purging or release that we were talking about when the dream card came up. So Ace of Pentacles says it came from nowhere and it changed everything. That's the suspense. It came from nowhere. You don't know how this came. This is Todd Alcott's Sci-Fi Tarot, by the way. I don't know if I said that. So what it changes is absolutely everything. And you know what's interesting? The way that I'm reading these cards is it's almost like I'm reading in retrograde, where you could have felt like things were going backwards. You could have felt like this change or transition wasn't going to be easy. Maybe we lost hope for a while. But now we're bringing in this energy. He had it all, and what he did with it changed the universe. So it's King of Pentacles. There's somebody that I said was going to be I was picking up on the energy of having wisdom at this point in your life to know what to hold on to, what to invest in, what to prioritize. I feel like money is going to do good for you. And this is a really good sign here too about that. I think this has more to, well, okay. I don't want to leave out, because I don't want to leave out that there might be some people that can resonate to having a really big hit financially and a loss. But for most people, that Five of Pentacles and the Three of Swords is meaning about the emotional toll that a relationship had on you, that it took out of you, that it took from, or that it wounded your heart in some way. It was really a feeling of isolation, alienation, not being seen. Like that, I think that's, so you're stepping into this energy of the Ace of Pentacles. It's a new portal, a new doorway, where it leads you to you being the King of Pentacles. So in charge, having all the things that you want, the riches, the wealth, but this person's deciding who they want to commit to. They're either the businessman, they're the, or woman. It's because no gender, right? But they're either, they're the person who's able to stretch far and support a lot of people under their umbrella. But they're going to be choosy. I think you're going to be following your heart when it comes to who you want to offer this energy to. Because, yeah, and so, you know, maybe there's some sort of unexpected romance that comes in here also. Because it could be that it leads you to something where you're going to end up committing to somebody. But this thing is based on love. And it also can mean an unexpected offer, opportunity being proposed to you. Very much like this Ace of Pentacles says on the top, where it could come from nowhere. But you know, this thing always reminds me of those, when we used to go to the banks. I don't know, some people might still, but we had those physical tubes that you put, you know, you put it in the plastic tube and it sucked it up. It always reminds me of that, and I'm always thinking bank and money when I see this card, and I don't, I know that's not the normal. But doesn't it, do you see that? The whole thing right there, it's kind of, anyway, reminds me of it. So, is there anything else we want to clarify? Maybe you could tell me a little bit more about how this good thing is, what this good thing is about, this new offer, this Ace of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. You have to trust in yourself. It has to do with work, something that's changing with work. They're saying that you'll have to trust the universe here when it comes to your work. Some sort of opportunity that's coming in. Even though you've been through something here, it makes it really hard to trust. Because that's why it's showing up like that. But we have the ending with the Death card and Thanatos. And then the fresh new start. The good news. This can be unexpected good news that comes in. So it's after there has been an ending for you. So hang in there if you're feeling like something's not been working out for me with my finances, my stability. Because I think that it is coming. It's like a trust in the universe at this time. That's what I'm getting from that. Let's pull from the 108 deck. I almost forgot. I have a timing card on this split that says 1 to 3 months, but we'll see what else wants to come out, as what wants to actually flip out. Moving on. Oh, and that's nice. I like those together. Two of my favorite cards, really. Because it's going to be requiring action from you. I have the Train with moving on, life's journey, a new endeavor. Going with the flow here. Stay focused at this time. Just because something's ending out is something that I think you're going to be happy that it ended out. Maybe because they're like, here, the empty nest, another. Both of these cards say moving on. The very first words on both of them. That's kind of rare. I don't think there's any other two cards that have the actual first two that are exactly the same. It does say final endings. making adjustments for your new life because you're graduating and you are going forward now towards the finer things, towards the nice things, maybe towards the mother lode in life. Yeah, you're going from you are going from these extreme energies here. The fish hook, I always look at this card like, wow, this is an extreme energy card. Goes from one pole to the other. All part of the same pole, we could say, but now you have 8-8. You're going from these powerless, feeling helpless, paralyzed, vulnerable, trap, temptation, bait, con game, great catch, to great catch, luck, prosperity, resourcefulness, abundance, and the multiplication principle. And you do have 2 8s too, and that signifies great enlightenment, growth, and achievements in your life. They all can lead to financial and material success also. But you're really making sure that your emotions are in it here, I'm pretty sure. And they're like another card that says, like, if you're on here, if you're somebody, if you're like me, I mean, I'm 45, so it's like feeling like maybe we're aging or transitioning, we're getting older, wiser, right? We're getting wiser, we're aging like fine wine. That's what they're saying. You're just getting better and better over time. And over time, we draw out, the still draws out the impurities, right? And so we end up with a final product that is this, like the best of the best here. You are the best of the best. Whoa. You are the knight. You are confident, heroic, messenger, fearless, assertive, passionate, a fighting spirit, preserving, chivalry, honor, determined, obeying orders, brave, daring, strong, a champion of a cause. Knight of Wands kind of energy. What else? What else for Cancer? Ballet shoes. Stamina, endurance, talent. Repetition, effort required, on your toes, honing a skill, laser focus, poise and grace. I think it's poise and grace and expertise. Because I feel like you have some sort of expertise now that you have cultivated. Roundabout. That's kind of the feeling I'm getting with this, is keep it moving, keep it moving. Everything's in working order here. Everything's in perfect timing. It doesn't always feel like it, but the timing is now, I think, to keep something moving and to go maybe redirection, going in a new direction. I have a timing card of within a few days. Maybe some sort of offer. Because communication here, and I have the dice on the bottom, which is talking about taking a chance, rolling the dice. There's communication here. Listening to your inner voice, your throat chakra, but I think there's actual communication coming within a few days about this offer or opportunity here. See what I mean? We have the dice. We have taking a chance, risk, potential, rolling the dice, and let's see what happens next, right? A lot of passion, enthusiasm, energy, heated, intense, joy, ignite, passion, ecstasy, exhilaration, spark, community, sharing ideas, getting things going. And the mirror, because you can really see your reflection pretty good right now. We see, I think we're aware, we're seeing clearly. We know what is a projection. Oh, wow. Self-appreciation, love. I think things are going to be mirrored back to you in a way that you really want. Okay. I'm wanting to tap into that more, but I'm already at like 34 minutes here. So, dice, gamble, taking a risk, luck, playing, chances. Tell me more about the mirror. I want to know more about the mirror. Oh, it's been difficult to figure this out. We keep having 42 here too. If you notice, like every time I pull something. So lots of 2s. Figuring yourself out, know thyself, was probably the most difficult maze or quest you've ever had to be on, and you're maybe still figuring this out. I think we probably are, our whole lives until we transcend, and then we realize we were not really even that thing we were trying to figure out the whole time. Oh, that's going to be fun. So, lost, delayed, complex, contemplate, it's complicated, going inward, the spiritual quest, sorted out, a situation to sort out. Well, it has to do with something that we need to retire, leave in the past because it's old, it's exhausted, it's stuck back in the time, in the days, you know, where we did it a certain way, it always worked. Well, those things that are not working, and you know what those are, old habits die hard. They're saying that we're finally finding the maze here of what it is we've constantly been reflecting back to ourselves because we're just not seeing it clearly, holding on to old habits, patterns, and fears. What's really important? Well, I think you have a major transformation energy here with Phoenix rising from the ashes, new form, a completely new form. And this is what you really want, is heart and home. Even has your sign on the card with Cancer. Happy home, security, love, kindness, belonging, establish your heart's desire and longevity. And you might be newly established later on in life, and then that's your Phoenix moments. Maybe those are the years of your Phoenix transformation. So yeah, that's what I'm getting for you all. Let's pull an angel number message and wrap it up. Thank you all for joining me. Remember, if you need a private reading, the information's in the description box below. Recorded readings, they start at $20 and go up from there. And number 9. We have 9s all over the place. 9 with this, 9 with the Phoenix. You had another 9 here. 9 with the stamina, endurance. 9, 9, 9, 9. Yeah, okay. So it is your compassion that makes you shine. You're devoted to helping the greater good, and you have this talent for speaking up for others. You're most satisfied when you're being of service. I am compassionate, as well as 10-10. Keep your thoughts positive. Be patient, as your angels are working behind the scenes trying to get things lined up for you here, Cancer. So I am patient, even though in this energy you could really feel the suspense, right? So that's what I have. Love and light. Bye.